And we're back with another edition of the Pitch Putt Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. Before we get rolling on, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors. First, we got golfercbd.com. Make sure you guys go check out golfercbd.com. Use promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. Golfer CBD has the topicals. They have the gummies as well as the performance spray. But the topicals are truly a game changer with the patent delivery technology. The stroke's ahead of the competition, delivering 10 times more CBD directly to the muscles and joints than your traditional balms and creams. The Golfer CBD topicals are easy to apply on the course, absorb quickly, do not leave any sticky residue, and perfect for every golfer's toolkit. Make sure you guys throw this in your golf bag. It really is perfect out there. Use promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. Also, we got Brain Supreme. Go check out brainsupreme.com. Use promo code PPP15 to save yourself 15% at checkout. This offer does expire tomorrow, so make sure you go and take advantage of this while it lasts. Really cool interview with Adam from Brain Supreme, the owner and founder. The microdosing is also a microdosing coach, so go and check out that episode and go check out Brain Supreme, promo code PPP15. It does expire tomorrow. Also, Trouble Off the Tee, TroubleOffTheTee.com, promo code RGB, 15% off site-wide, as well as promo code PUFF to get the buy one, get one free on the polos. Make sure you take advantage of that, as well as go and check out the audiobook. Author is Marty Minden, narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. Make sure you go and give that a listen. You can available on Spotify and on Audible. And then we got 52 Sundays. Go check out 52 Sundays. You guys can use promo code LGC15. They're the official sponsors of the Legends Golf Club, as well as a big supporter of the Pitch Putt and Puff. So go and check them out, LGC15. And then last but not least, we got 420 Bliss. If you're local in the 518, stop in. 740 Hoosick Road, Troy, New York. Stop in there, check them out. Everything you're looking for, flour, pre-rolls, edibles, tinctures, vapes, you name it, they got it. If you're looking for some vapes or some edibles, make sure you check out Jaunty. Got some really dope products with their vapes and their gummies. I've been snacking on the Mango Sunrise here. So go and check them out at 420 Bliss, 420-bliss.com, or available in the App Store at just a little higher. When you're on the app, just make sure you're looking at the 420 location. You can pre-order and set up your deliveries right online. Take a quick break here, and we'll bring on our guest. And welcome back to the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. I'd like to introduce our guest tonight. We got Jordan from FN3P. What's up, Jordan?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good. Appreciate you jumping on tonight.
Yeah. Cool.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into golf? Start there.
Yeah, man. Well, I played baseball growing up and was able to work at a place that had free golf. So that's how I got into playing golf, right?
Nice.
Had a cheap way to do it. So that was cool. When I got out of college, really started to get, into it to be competitive with myself. And, I'll keep the story somewhat short. Moved back to Maine is where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
Moved back to Maine in 2015. Start working for an event company that goes to charity golf tournaments and helps raise money. So kind of got into the golf world that way.
Nice.
Made some contacts, obviously, at golf courses and hundreds of people a day when you do events. So that's how it started. And then, well, at least me being in golf. When I moved back to Maine, I had put FN3P on my license plate.
Okay.
So we were playing golf one day. I was in New Hampshire. Somebody kind of said it, and I was like, when I move back, I'm going to do that. And I did. I put it on my license plate, and people loved it. They thought it was funny. You see people taking photos in your rear view. I literally then it came up. I'm not very, I can do some design, but I'm not by trade somebody that uses Adobe and Illustrator and all that stuff. So I created this kind of FN3P logo, as you can see here, and did the little circle and square, which is birdie to bogey.
Yep.
Went to Lids in the mall and printed 24 hats, put them on Facebook, and kind of started there.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it kicked off, and then I was putting logos on, any kind of quality stuff I could find, either online. I was able to get an Under Armour account at one point, so I was logoing that stuff, and then really a couple of years ago, dove in a little more with the the custom white label. I'm going overseas. I'm dealing with the manufacturers. Now I'm the brand instead of, Under Armour being the brand, right?
Right, right.
Um,
And I hear nothing but headaches about like that transition to something like that because one, a lot of times you're dealing with like different sizes, you're dealing with like all that whole the different materials. Like a lot of times I hear it's just complete chaos.
yeah. So I'm kind of, it's a blessing and a curse, being a small business. A lot of these companies that are around, they get investors and they blow up and then they go big and then you run into that problem, right? You're
Yeah,
trying to fill orders and um, you're going to different manufacturers and you're getting different things, even though one large fits one way, another style it could be different.
right.
So I'm lucky enough where I've really told myself that I wanted to fund it myself and do it myself and kind of slow burn it, and try to grow it. And I'm just doing other things for work. This is really the first summer that I've relinquished anything else that I'm trying to do to make money, and really focus on this. And still, again, being a small brand, I have my hat manufacturer, and I have my like apparel, polos and hoodies, and I
Hmm.
I've dabbled with some other manufacturers just because it's nice to have options. But yeah, it's I can say that my stuff is consistent, which is
And
great.
and that's good too as a consumer too because if you buy something you like it, you want the next time you buy something to be the similar material. You want it to fit the same. Like even with the bigger brands, Nike, Under Armour. There's a time where I'll buy a Nike extra large, and then the next time I buy a Nike extra large, it feels like I'm ready. I could jump out of a plane and do parachute with the thing.
Right.
Like it's even with those brands, but like the smaller ones, I even see it with a couple other ones. Like the tendency, everything, the quality is always the same. The shirt material is always the same. Like that's a lot of the times what I'm looking for. I want something where it's not going to like resist my arms when I'm swinging and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And you can kind of see, I mean, the growth of, I guess, the lifestyle golf or boutique brand uh,
Hmm.
companies, even pro shops are moving towards those companies a little more because there's a little bit more of a story. The stuff's a little more consistent. It's not necessarily as expensive for them.
Right.
These FootJoy polos are like $70 the pro shop costs.
It's crazy some of the prices on these things. I was actually up at Dick's Sporting Goods just last week looking at some stuff, and I was like, damn, just like some of these polos, $80, $90 because it's got a swoosh on it. It's like, oh, that's insane. It's
Yeah.
insane.
And the reality is like some of the manufacturers, I mean, they're the same. I mean,
Uh,
there's some that are exactly the same. You know,
mm-hmm.
we'll get, I'll get pictures of things and they'll have FootJoy logos or some other stuff on it, and not to say
Right.
too much about it, but they're all getting kind of made in the same spot. So
Exactly.
uh, it's in once people kind of learn that and understand that they're supporting, something that has a little local feel, even though they might not live in the same area. Um, that's kind of where I'm going with it. The pro shops kind of talk it up a little bit. Usually, I go into the shop and they know who I am, and when someone asks what it means, they laugh, and then they're like, "Yeah, it's this guy from Maine," and it's just kind of a little bit of a story there, which is fun
Yep.
for people. So, yeah, no, it's been good.
It's cool too for like me, for example. Like I interview a lot of clothing brands, golf, all different types of golf brands. You're one of the first from the Northeast, me being from upstate New York as well. So like you don't really see too many brands from. It's a lot of West Coast guys, California based, a couple down in Texas, like starting to build their brand. So to see some East Coast style is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, man.
There's not a lot of it out here really.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I know a couple people but it's not apparel. I know the pinned golf guys, the
Mm-hmm.
finders. Those guys are out of Massachusetts. Um, I think Swing Juice is out of New England.
Rhode Island, yeah, yep, that's
Yeah,
the one. Yep.
yeah, um, yeah. And I've met both of those guys, and some of them multiple people, and they're great. But yeah, it's kind of a fun little world, and for us, again, being a small company, it's doing the pro shops is nice, right? You get the bulk orders. I've been doing some golf tournaments.
Okay.
They need 100 hats, and they love the logo, and slap their logo on the side. Like that stuff's great for someone like myself because direct to consumer is without an influx of a ton of money. Like
Mm-hmm.
to sell one person one shirt is expensive, right?
Right. Right.
But so just trying to work on that side of the business and get it kind of rolling a little more and more and more. And then I can, go after the pro shops and some of these big tournaments as well, and have that, business to business connection. So
Is that the hardest part you feel of growing the business so far? Is just like really getting the brand out to and like building, just networking it with, in such as, it's a flooded market in the clothing industry in the golf world right now. So like, what do you think is the hardest part of growing it?
yeah, I think the hardest part is direct to consumer. I mean, if you
Yeah.
spend X number of dollars in product, you should probably spend the same amount of money in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And then that marketing is then paid for. So you have to go find someone to take photos and video and all these content creators and all of this stuff. And that world is interesting, and you can lose some money doing it.
Sure. Sure.
Kind of careful, and I'm pretty candid and transparent about this is a decision our family has made.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but start putting more money into it. We've seen some growth, and it's sometimes it's like, well, I can't make that order because we got to pay for a boiler. Like
Right. Right. Right.
just real life stuff. So, but we're pretty good at it. And I have, again, it's getting bigger, with the pro shops and more of these tournaments. I've been doing some custom polos, which is really neat.
Okay.
Really hard to find. I think I've looked. It doesn't seem like there's too many companies doing it, but essentially taking a logo from a company and creating their own polo for them,
Mm-hmm. Right.
whether it's just a business or if it's a golf tournament for a charity tournament. If they can come in at some minimums, obviously there's some minimums they got to meet at that point, just like I have to do when I buy stuff.
Right.
Um, I can sit down and we design it together, and it's super fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you want a pink and purple hat with, you know, something under the brim. Like we can literally, the stuff's not made yet. That's how I kind of pitch it, right? Like it's the shirt, the hat's not made yet. Let's
Yeah.
sit down and design it. So that's been a pretty cool feature locally around here for a couple different tournaments, some Big Brothers Big Sister tournaments. We're on year 2 with them.
Nice.
Uh, Another one for this girl's kid who had cancer, who's kicking butt, and it's called Waddles. We just took their logo and like scatter printed it around the polo.
Nice.
So those just came in. Their September tournaments coming up, so pretty fun.
That's cool too, because you're giving the consumer something to dive into, be hands on with it, with the project as well. So that's a cool thing too.
Yep.
That's dope. That's dope. So what how long has the business like officially been up and running? When did you start everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 2018.
Okay. So pre-COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had had our child 2020 in March.
Okay.
So COVID baby. So there was a world of it was growing, but it you know I wasn't quite where I am now. So to have that happen, it was good because golf went crazy.
Right.
But just trying to handle all life things at that point and what life was going to look like and money and all this stuff, right? Like
Oh yeah,
job,
I know.
wife's jobs and my jobs, and you know you just
I
didn't know
get
what
it.
would happen, right? So slapping a credit card down for a bunch of stuff wasn't necessarily the play.
Right. Exactly.
So you learned what was what was going on. So
Yeah.
but yes,
After
just
all
happened.
that, man, the game of golf just grew. It really literally blew up after the pandemic. Like that's all we could do. Like in the Northeast here, man, we were up here golfing, putting into pool noodles at the bottom of the cups and stuff like that. It was just absurd.
The pool
But
noodles. Did you ever see the ones where they raise the cup?
yeah, those were bad. Yep, it was tough. There was circles like like spaced out for like where the senior tees were supposed to be at some courses. We had one course had a plastic divider in the cart, like zip tied up. It was like absolute nuts. It was, but
Wow.
it gave the game of golf an opportunity to blow up. And I also think at that point in time too, when it brought in the younger generation, it
Yeah.
really changed the swagger of the game. Like you started to see it more like you were saying, like more of a street style necessarily, more just like a modern look opposed to like the country club polos and all that kind of thing. So I think that
Yeah.
helped as well.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's neat to see the ideas that are coming about, and obviously me doing it, trying to stick to my like kind of my style, but like the other stuff is just eat that stuff up so good. Like and some of it's old school, looking. It's just really neat to see the game grow and people. I also run a golf tour. I do like
Okay.
an golf tour as another way to, you know, round out the brand, I guess you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
But what's
Is it the Golf Week Amateur Tour?
I that's the Am Tour in New England. So I
Okay.
do that. I direct that.
Okay.
Um, but before that, I did just my own FN3P tour.
Nice, nice. That's basically what we're doing with the pitch putt and puff. Same thing. I mean,
Nice,
we got about 12, 16 guys on average, so it's pretty good time.
right? And COVID actually helped that too because it seems like everybody can figure. We do weekdays,
Okay.
and out of polling people, I was doing weekend stuff at one point. And I was getting 16 to 20 an hour, like 40 to 48 on a Thursday.
No shit. Yeah, that's what we're doing Sunday mornings. We got the Sunday morning tee time, 9 o'clock. It's been locked in for a few years for us now, and I usually get two. Lately been getting three, but if I ask in advance and I know we got something going on where we want to build something up, like 4th of July, we always do a big event, and I think we had 30 this year, so it was a good number, good
That's
number
all.
for us.
That stuff's great. I mean, it's as you see that, it's like you just want to be a part of that type of stuff, and having that outlet. And golf's just kind of the vehicle, right? Like
Yeah.
you go out there with buddies, or you're meeting new people too. Some new people come in. I can't, the amount of people that have met through me running events that are friends now and like playing golf. It's so cool. Um, the wives hate it, but whatever, right?
Right,
uh,
absolutely. Yeah, but the networking just for you in the tournaments, the networking, the people you've
yeah,
met has got to be crazy to help build the process and build the brain a little bit faster for you as well.
yeah, for sure. I'm kind of taking a different approach to the marketing side of it, right? And
Yeah.
being able to run some events and have some connections with some golf courses that I have stuff in already.
Mm-hmm.
And then being like, oh, this is cool. I'm backing it up with some radio advertising. I'm getting everything sponsored. So I
Okay.
have a buddy of mine, gave me some money to sponsor the whole thing, which was awesome. And he, kind of saw the vision at the same time. And that allows me to, get prizes and trophies, and I can commit to the event better than being like, well, we'll see how many people show up.
Right, right. You
you know?
can pre-plan it exactly.
So yeah, it's been good. And I get a photographer there every event taking some photos and stuff. So it's making it feel we play pretty loose, like we play like you play with the boys, right? Like,
Right.
but you putt everything out. Um, so it's like you play like more serious as you get to the green. Like, if you're trying to move a stick and your ball moves, like no one's gonna be like, oh, you should, that's a stroke.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty
If you're
loose. We play this rule. I'm ready. I'm like, want to send this into the USGA. I don't know why. Mandatory lateral, man. So OB for amateur golf should be called a mandatory lateral. So you
okay.
can't hit it, right? Because it's someone's property or whatever.
Right.
But just take the one stroke penalty and do like you would normally, which most people I think kind of do that anyway, like
Yeah.
when they're out there playing. But when
Just
if it's everyday
pa-
amateur golf, like
pace of play too. Like let alone for pace of play. I mean, a lot of these courses, like you see the tee sheets, they're booked up nowadays. Like
oh
everywhere you go, the tee sheets are filled up. And it's funny you say that because my buddy Anthony, he plays in the amateur tour, the Golf Week Amateur Tour up here in upstate New York. He does a whole podcast about that up here, and there's they do it. They play. I think they no, they don't. They don't play the. You got to hit three off the tee. So we used to play it that way, but now we went back to playing regular as well. So there's only like two spots in the whole course that we play at that there's OB. So
yeah,
it only really affects us on like this fifth and the 18th hole where it's really going to affect somebody. So it's not too bad, but a lot of people they get caught up there and they're hitting three off. I've seen people hit five off the tee on that hole, and it's like at that time just write 10 on the card, double par it, and go home.
right,
Just to
exactly.
just to keep the process moving.
Yeah, I mean, when if it's an event, like I tell some of the guys too, like I give it all the groups autonomy to kind of figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these courses, like they're not preparing for, us to have a tournament, right? And we travel around, play different ones.
Okay.
So, and with all the rain, sometimes you get heavy rain and the bunkers aren't raked, and some of them are and some aren't. And it's like, guys, you guys can figure this out, right? Like, if the bunker looks good and the ball's sitting there and it looks fine, then hit it. Like, or if you're in a see a giant thing that washed out from the rain, like obviously, take your relief or rake in place or whatever you're gonna do.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. We've even never had an issue. Literally
Yeah.
never. 2 years, never
That's
had an issue.
cool. That's the same with us. Like, don't if you're gonna hit it and the ball's on the stump and you're gonna damage your club, like move the ball. Don't be a hero. Move the ball. Like
Right.
you don't make enough to buy new clubs every weekend and that type of shit.
Exactly.
So Jordan, where do you see FN3P in the next 5 years? What's your game plan here?
Well, I mean, really trying to get the direct to consumer stuff kind of more automated as with ads and getting some better content out there. Again, that's a hard part when you're, I'm 39, so all my friends are like, "Wear your shirt." I'm like, "You're in your kitchen, but
Right,
thanks."
right.
So trying to find some, mild influencers, I guess you could call it, help with the content.
hmm
Uh, and then just kind of keep product rolling and round it out with these events that I'm doing. And I'm trying to move into New England more with some events. I do have ads running with the Sports Hub, which is a big radio station out of Boston.
Okay, cool.
Like, try to work with them more and maybe create an event with them. So just that side. And then you go into the business to business with the custom stuff, which I think is, it's really nice because it's one order, bulk order for a small business, really nice to do,
Right.
and super fun. And then potentially some travel at some point, and kind of have this rounded out brand of apparel and travel and events is kind of how I see it. I mean, it's hopefully 5 years from down the road, it'll be, have a little bit of everything going on,
Yeah.
and one will feed the other, and then
Exactly. I
just
was just saying everything kind of takes care of itself in the long scheme of things.
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, don't really want to pigeonhole myself too much and put all my eggs in one basket and
hmm
play golf.
Right. Let's get you out there. I'm gonna do a tournament next year. I'm thinking early spring. I was gonna try to do something in September, but I only had like a 6 week window to do it, and I was like, it's just the way I want to do it. It's not gonna work. So, September I'm planning something here in upstate New York. So, more than welcome to come up, set up a booth, do something like that, play some golf, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, when we're done, let me know those dates. I'm definitely interested. I did spend a weekend at Turning Stone this year.
Okay. Yeah, Anthony and those guys just played up there yesterday or Sunday. They had a turn. Their golf week tour was up there. I haven't played those courses yet, but I've heard they're very difficult, but they're beautiful courses.
Yeah, I played only what did I do? I played two of them. I can't even remember it now. I'm gonna not remember the names, but
They're crazy like Indian Reserve
yeah,
games and stuff too. Yeah.
they were super fun though. And last we stayed right in what's the
Verona.
Verona Beach. Yep.
Yeah. 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 I'm in Albany, so I'm about an hour and a half from there. So not too bad. Not too low. A little bit more north or northwest, I guess I am. North. Yeah, northwest, northeast. Sorry, northeast from there. But yeah, it's probably about. I'm probably like 2 hours from Boston.
Okay.
So not too bad. But
See,
yeah,
so yeah,
right.
talk. You get your guys, I'll get my guys, and we'll meet in
Dude,
them. We'll have
let's
an event.
let's do it, man. My guys are always they've been begging me to set something up and travel, and I've been like trying to. There's a golf group out of New York City, also a cannabis-based golf club. So we're trying to do something. But if you guys want to as well, like we got no problem hopping in the car and traveling,
Yeah,
making something happen.
that sounds super fun. That'd
No
be
doubt.
great.
No doubt. And so Jordan, I usually like to wrap up the podcast with three questions. Golf related for the most part. What's your favorite club in your bag?
Right now,
Yep.
my putter.
There you go.
Right now, putter. Usually my driver.
Okay.
I live and die by my accuracy on the tee. Short game was always in question, but this year I've had the same. I changed putters and I've used it from day one this year, and it's great. So putter.
Nice. My putter, I'd have to say the same for me as my putter. My putter 7-iron, but my driver's been treating me. I've had a month, the month of July, for about 5 weeks, dude, I could not get off the tee. My buddy Fairway did this whole video. All we hear from RGB is I can't get off the fucking tee. I can't get off the fucking tee. But it was terrible. I was snap hooking everything. I finally figured it out. Like I hit a couple today. I hit one like over 300. So the furthest ball I think I've ever hit. Like I just crushed the fucking thing.
Got it dialed.
So I was like, holy shit. But my putter is the most consistent thing I have. I'm getting a new putter. So Uncle Paulie, I don't know if you've seen Lombardi putters. He's all over Instagram. So he sent me a putter, but it's a little bit shorter than the one I have. So I'm sending it back to get some custom work done on it. As soon as I get that, I think my putting game will change drastically from Uncle Paulie. But the putter it's the same thing. My golf game is so consistent with the putt. It's the only thing that's consistent in my golf game is my putting.
All right.
What's the favorite course you've ever played?
Oh, all of them. That's why I was always. Probably, and I incorporate probably the day that I got to play Half Moon Bay out in San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty cool, and we played Harding Park out there at the same time. That trip was fun and cool experience. So like that's kind of rounding out. But like,
yep.
Man, I've played a lot of golf courses. So, what's the one sticking out? Las Sendas in Phoenix. Kind of a sneaky one you don't hear about. And my bachelor party year, we get out there and played. Went to the Waste Management and played that course, and it was like we talk about it all the time. We're like, this course is just like it's great. Like you go to some of those desert courses, and they look great, but then there's like 5 yards of rough and then desert. So sometimes if you're having a tough day, not as playable.
Right. Okay.
It's a little more playable, but a lot of undulations but it's like you got a couple mountains and you got great views all at the same time. So, yeah.
Nice.
I don't think I'd pick that one, but that's one in Phoenix that is sticks out. And we got to play it again last February. And it's like, okay, it wasn't just the first time. The second time was really good too. So
nice. Yeah, I get that because I'm kind of the same. Like your first answer with the experience of going and having a good time, and like that's me. We went to a wedding down in Texas, so we had like 24 of us out there from all guys we grew up with. Like it was a 40-year-old like spring break pretty much down there. It was awesome. Yeah. Like going and play a big scramble with all the guys. Like it was just that atmosphere. And like up here, we're hitting around pine trees, playing around a cactus. Was a pretty cool experience. To jump in on that.
We got there's a place up here called Moose Meadows.
And
it's like if you play the tips, you hit off of a mat in the driveway.
What?
Oh, it's just this two guys like own it and take care of it. And it's not like prestigious, is none of that. It is you go there, there's an old bus, there's all these golf clubs, and you pick one club and you play one club from the bus. And that's it's like that type of golf. You put money in this big wooden barrel, like it's honor system.
Wow, that's cool though. That's pretty cool. That's something different for sure. But it draws a lot of attention and shit like that too.
Yeah.
Then the last question to wrap things up: who are 3 people you would add to your dream foursome?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'll give you a second to think about it. I'll give you mine. I usually go. I'm a big basketball fan. Growing up, I was always basketball, baseball, football. Jason Williams, White Chocolate, used to play for the Kings back in the day.
I see his highlights come up on Facebook all the time. I still watch them
all the time. So that was my guy. I literally, he's a golfer now, big cannabis guy as well. So he'd be in there. I used to say Tiger and Jordan, but I switched that up a little bit. I'd go Dustin Johnson, and then hopefully because Pauline would be on his bag, and then Bill Murray. Bill Murray would be my comedic relief out there.
Yeah. Okay. I think probably Michael Jordan because childhood we used to watch the Bulls quite a bit when I was a kid. So definitely MJ. I'd like to be a fly on the wall when him and Roenick played that match. And did you ever hear that story?
No.
It was Jeremy Roenick gave a story about how he drank like 18 Coors Lights, lost a bunch of money, and then told him double or nothing. He's going to drop like 42 in the playoff game that night and did it.
Yeah, okay. I did hear that story. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It was like on Jim Rome or something. Yeah.
Jordan, honestly, people might not like Brooks Koepka.
Okay.
I'm a Brooks fan. I'm a Brooks fan. And then I'd probably go like who's another. Maybe Justin Timberlake, although he's going off the deep end right now. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah. But he loves golf, man. He's a good golfer too.
a good golfer. Like seems like he has some fun.
Yeah,
So
it's not a
yeah,
bad group, man.
not
Bro,
bad.
I do like Brooks Koepka, but my one big thing with him, I'm a huge Miami Hurricanes fan, and he went to Florida State, so that's like my one like. It's a tough for me to support him kind of thing.
Yeah, I hear. I
Die
like
hard
that.
Canes fan.
I like the athlete in him. He's
Yep.
you know
And he's
love
raw. Like he says it what it is. He don't bullshit nothing. Like that's what I like about him too.
right. Yeah, like the first series, that golf series, when he was just like he couldn't like talk to Jenna at all. He was just like a
Shut up, yeah.
mess. But
That's awesome. But Jordan, man, I appreciate your time, man. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you?
yeah, man. So FN3P Golf.com and FN3P Golf on Instagram. Labor Day sale right now. I'm about to put it out too. Buy one, get anything else 50% off.
Dope.
So that's going to be live for a little while. Have some
Awesome.
fun. So yeah, that's about
Awesome,
it.
man. Well, best of luck with everything. If there's any way the Pitch Putt and Puff crew can help you out in the podcast, let me know. If you got any like do you got a new fall drop coming out? That's what I meant to ask you. Do you do anything like new hoodies or anything like that?
I just got hoodies and quarter zips in
Dope.
and a couple new polos prior to that. So
Okay.
sitting on that gear right now. Trying to supply that to some pro shops and stuff. So the hoodies and quarter zips are in. They're kind of like medium weight, but
Nice.
able to play some golf in them for sure. So
Awesome. Perfect. Make sure you guys go check them out. Jordan, once again, appreciate your time. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the Pitch Putt and Puff. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate Jordan jumping on from FN3P. Everybody knows what that stands for. Especially my man Fairway Mike, whose new nickname is 3 p.m. My man 3 p.m. was three putting all the afternoon today. Right back at it. But let's wrap this up with a couple promos. We'll shout out golfercbd.com, promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. Make sure you guys go and check them out. Bunch of different options with the gummies, performance spray, as well as the topicals, which are truly a game changer. With their patented delivery technology, the strokes ahead of the competition, delivering 10 times more CBD directly to the muscles and joints than your traditional balms and creams. The Golfer CBD topicals are easy to apply on the course, absorb quickly, and do not leave any sticky residue, making them the perfect addition to every golfer's golf bag. Make sure you guys throw that in there. Check out golfercbd.com, promo code PPP10. Don't forget to take advantage of the last day of the offer. You got till Thursday, August 29th, I believe it is. Brain Supreme. Go check out Brain Supreme, promo code PPP15. Go check out the Microdosing Company. A bunch of different options on there. Talk to Coach Adam Shell, the owner of the company. We'll coach you right through the process. Promo code PPP15. Go check it out. It could be a game changer, lifestyle changer, performance changer. You never know. Go check out brainsupreme.com. Also, got to go check out Trouble Off the Tee, troubleoffthetee.com, promo code RGB, 15% off site wide, as well as promo code PUFF to save yourself a buy one, get one free offer on the polos. Go take advantage of that. And then when you're done with that, take a look at the book available on Audible and Spotify. Authors Marty Minden, narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. Make sure you go check out troubleoffthetee.com. Locally, go check out 420 Bliss, 420-bliss.com. Also on the App Store, just a little higher. When you stop into 420, make sure you take a look at some of their edibles and vapes from Jaunty. Right here, I got the Mango Sunrise, as well as the new product, the Blueberry Lemonade. I believe they have a new Sour Diesel out. Their vapes, the all-in-one, the banana and strawberry, a new line that are out right now. So make sure you go and check that out at 420-bliss.com. You can set up a delivery service and pay pre-order right online. And then last but not least, got to give a shout out to 52 Sundays. We got 52 Sundays, promo code LGC15. LGC15 gets you 15% off site wide. 52sundays.co. Go check out 52sundays.co. Use promo code LGC15. We'll be back Friday with the preview of this upcoming weekend. We got the 8 guys locked in. Couldn't get the extra tee time. A little miscommunication this week, but all good. Going to make some changes, add a few extra groups to the Pitch Putt and Puff going forward. So stay tuned, and we'll see you on Friday. Later.